Radio Free Brooklyn. My name is Francesca, and I am so excited. It is always just such an honor to talk with Señor Gigio. Welcome back to the show.
Yo, what's up? Thank you for having me back.
Oh, I always love to talk with you. So you're one of the most creative, prolific creatives that I know. I mean, you do so many different. You have so many different outlets, with your creative spirit that I always appreciate talking with you.
Oh, I appreciate it too. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So you're a artist, a visual artist, a musician, a tarot card reader. So many different things that you do. I think that help humanity. But most important right now, you have a new album out, which is really cool and exciting. So tell me about the album.
Yeah, so this new album that's out right now, it's the first album that I've done like not as me. It's not a Señor Gigio album. It's a character that I created. And there's a whole there's a whole universe with it. Its own little cinematic piece in a way.
Oh, I love
And his
it.
name, yes, and the character's name is Unlucky Junior. And the album is called Lounge Songs for Losers.
It's so great. And take us back. So where did Unlucky Junior come from? What is the origin story? And is it an alias for you, or it's just a completely separate character?
It's a separate character. Yes,
Okay.
it's a separate character. I mean, like I think that anything that we're creating, we're kind of channeling some of our own things into it. But it
Right.
was so in actually me and my collaborator who did all the beats and helped co-produce this album, Celador, we started working on this album in 2019, and at the time I was challenging myself. I can't even explain necessarily how the idea itself came to me to to do this, but
Yeah.
somehow it came to me, and I just really liked the writing that was going into it. I just really liked it. I was like, I don't know, there's something that's kind of like, a little, it's scratching an itch. It's scratching some kind of itch for
I
me.
love it.
And,
Yeah.
part of the challenge was that, well, I have this character, Unlucky Junior, and the premise of who he is that he's a lounge singer and a rapper, and he exists in a different dimension of time, and he performs weekly at at this casino called the Trick Dice Casino in the Losers Lounge, and in the city of Lost Wages, Nevada,
I
and
love
he
it.
just
Yeah. It's so well thought out. The
yeah.
environment, I feel it like viscerally. I can exist in this place. Yeah.
Yep, and he just he tells it like it is, and kind of just speaks on the seediness and of the world, the way things work. So part of the challenge for me and was like that I wanted to commit to being able to express things that were maybe people would put as like negative points of views, or maybe like pessimistic kind of points of views. But I just wanted to like fully commit to it in a way where it's like, boom, you say it, and then it just feels like a relief. Like you feel like relief from saying these things. You got to get it
Right.
out your system. So there wasn't any room, with this character to back down from that. You had to fully commit to these ideas, and then part of it is like all the storytelling and everything. So that's
Yeah. I love
that's
it.
and we just kept pouring into it.
Well, no, it's so interesting too that you've given yourself these sort of guardrails. Because our previous interviews, like you really are just very open, artistically. Like I almost feel like like you're like a vessel where these like creative ideas just flow through you, and ultimately on the other side, it like sounds great. But it's interesting, because we talked about like writer's block and those sorts of things, and yeah, I always you're just a creative free spirit. So I like that you sort of gave yourself these guardrails and guidelines and had to stick with it. That's a really interesting project.
Thank you, I appreciate it. It was it. it's interesting because it was a fun project. I had a lot of fun recording it and writing it with my friend Celador, but also like it was equally a little uncomfortable for me as well because it's like I've the the whole album like has kind of a format to how I write all the songs, and I'm rapping it in a different voice, not
Right.
I mean it's within my range. It's not like a forced, pocket, but I'm doing it in a particular kind of voice and a particular
Like a character.
flow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. He's got his own, and even like the singing, like I'm not. It's a bit of a. It's not how I would sing on my own music, or like
Yeah.
Señor Gigio's music, but it's. So I really was committing to trying to bring this thing to life.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, success. And also, though, you're also like living in this negative space, which is very different from your regular, not that like you explore things, but yeah. I mean, I think to have these sort of concepts and then really to stick through them through the album, was that uncomfortable? Like, was that, because I feel like you find solutions, you have resolutions, you have, like there's,
That
yeah, like,
that was why I did it. That's the reason why I did it was, because I feel like, at the time, I feel like I think maybe it's like this in hip hop, but maybe it's kind of like this in society in general, and there everything has to be great, or like you can't just
yeah,
everything has to be expressed like great, or like you're doing the greatest thing ever. You know what I mean?
right.
And I feel like I think that's inauthentic,
Right.
and I mean I'm human,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I want to be able to say these things, and then kind of in a way too, like even like as a like I appreciate being able to connect with people as like as a positive person and be that kind of human and artist too, but at the same time like it can kind of it 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 can be it can be kind of binding too, because it's like, well, I got to be free to express myself completely and feel all these other different things, and that's what Unlucky Junior helped me do, was to be
Yeah.
able to find that, and now I feel overall like in all of my writing, now as I'm doing, creating more of my personal material, I feel a lot more like comfortable being able to say just, my own personal things now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Yeah. No, I love that. I mean, it's such a journey. And what was the visual process like? Like, was that
The
also
vision.
scratching an itch? Yeah, like the visual component to Unlucky Junior.
Well,
Yeah.
honestly, I'm just I'm super grateful because I'll admit like this particular project, we finished it in we made it in 2019, and I let it sit on ice this whole time. It's almost like you finished it, and then because I wasn't really sure, even though we did it and I felt good about it, I just wasn't sure. Like, no, I can't put this out to people. Like, people are going to be like, "What the heck is this? You can't."
Yeah, yeah.
you know, you
Well,
know.
it's so yeah, like an artistic risk. I mean, it's an interesting conundrum that it's a good
Yeah,
problem you have. Yeah.
yeah. But last year I returned to the material and I was like, wow, like this is really good, and I think that actually people will connect with this, and everything's just been like intuitive. I mean, I start committing to getting the project done, getting the music together, mixed and mastered, and the closer we get to putting the whole piece to release, I'm like, well, now I got to start coming up with the visuals, and so I've been I've put together, so far I've put out 2 different music videos and a couple like promotional pieces where the character speaks,
I love it.
um
Yeah. Yeah.
and but yeah, we have the vision of Unlucky Junior, and he kind of he describes himself on the album, his aesthetic, he's a silver haired older male, a little worn down, and he has his baby blue tuxedo that he sticks with, so that's his vibe,
Yeah.
and then I kind of placed him in these animations where right now he is like the one cartoon, like the one like my actual illustration, but I kind of place him around like these in the environment of the casino, and then that world of lost wages with collage kind of collage photos of like historical, and then lost photos of just random people and stuff to just give the make the world come to life, see him interacting with these different people.
Yeah, it's like such a well-rounded vision. It's like sensory. Every sense of this new like alternative environment is there. It's fabulous. Yeah, I love it.
I appreciate it. And the other thing too, like so in his dimension, because he is like a classic lounge singer, but he's an MC. So in his dimension, all like jazz and the old showbiz time, it coexists, with hip hop. Like everything is happening simultaneously. Yeah. So all of these people are like his peers: Biggie, Tony Bennett, Amy Winehouse, Nina Simone. These are all people that exist like right there with him.
I love it. Yeah. I mean, it's so great because I think everyone you sort of get involved, your imagination soars. It's just fabulous. Let's hear some music. Let's hear one of the tracks. So we've queued up "Can't Make 'Em All Happy." What should we know about this, and what was the process like of this song?
Well, "Can't Make 'Em All Happy." I think it's just "Can't Make 'Em All Happy." It is funny enough. I feel like it's kind of one of the more upbeat songs on the album. So it's one of his more happier songs on the album. But yeah, he's just he's just talking his life. He's talking. This song is more of his character and his experience and what his world kind of looks like.
Yeah,
that's what "Can't Make 'Em All Happy" is. It's
getting a sense
little
of
window
personality. Yeah, no, totally.
Yeah.
And then how do I even announce the album? I mean, do I give you credit as Señor Gigio, or do we just?
Well, so the album comes up, Unlucky Junior, Lounge Songs for Losers. Yeah. So Unlucky Junior is the artist, but if you're on Spotify and everything, or on streaming, like every song has me like featured. So I'm still featured on it, I guess.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. So folks can search you and it comes up, but the artist credited is Unlucky Junior.
Yep.
I love it. Yeah, no, that's so great. It brings me back to hip hop and some great artists. I love it. All right, let me put you on hold. We're going to hear some music. But here is Unlucky Junior and a track called "Can't Make 'Em All Happy," featuring Señor Gigio right here. Love Me or Leave Me, Radio Free Brooklyn.
Oh, you want your money back?
All right, we just heard "Can't Make 'Em All Happy." That was Unlucky Junior off the latest album. We are live on the phone with Señor Gigio. Magic. I love it. It's so great. Yeah, I'm such a fan. And Cool Keith comes to mind. We were just sort of talking offline, but my heart just soars that you take these artistic risks. It's so important.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It means a lot. It means a lot to me.
It's so awesome. So where do people find this album? How do they support you? Plug all the things.
Yeah, so Unlucky Junior, Lounge Songs for Losers, it's in the streams, so it's on Spotify, it's on Apple Music, Amazon. Then, we also have it on Bandcamp, so you can download the MP3. I also have physical albums available. I've got tape cassettes and CDs, and that's where you can kind of have the art and see the art, some of the art that I created for it, and enjoy the listening experience. I think that this album is one of those albums that actually does really play like a movie from start to finish, and that you can actually listen to it from start to finish. So I think that this is one of those ones that is kind of like, a little extra worthy of being in the collection there,
Yeah. Yeah. And what is your hope? I mean, if people listen to the whole thing, then they walk away, what is your hope they walk away with?
Wow. I mean, well, I hope that people are entertained. I hope that people are inspired, and I hope that 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 it just gives more life to hip hop. You know,
Yeah.
to hip hop and storytelling, and it's it's all in the vein of people like like we mentioned Cool Keith and Del the Funky Homo Sapien and MF Doom and
Yeah.
these kinds of artists like that who were great, have been great storytellers, and have created cinematic music with the medium of hip hop, packed with great samples. The beats are banging,
Yeah.
and lots of sound bites. So it's as much storytelling and thought that's put into the character and the world and everything. It's a really cool sound collage project as well.
Yeah. 1000%. And I keep thinking of the lineage of inspiration. You know, as you're naming the folks that inspired you, I can only imagine who's being inspired by hearing, this album. So it's really exciting. I keep it going. It's great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Francesca.
And how do people see more art? I love your art. I have a piece of yours framed in my office. So
Oh, that's freaking
it's so
cool.
great. How do people see? Yeah. How do they support your, all of it? Yeah.
So, well, you can follow me on Instagram, at Señor Gigio, SENORGIGIO. And whenever I finish my pieces, I post them up regularly. And also I've got my website, www.senorgigio.guru. So SENORGIGIO.GURU, and I got my art gallery on there, and I post all my art regularly. And I'm just I'm continuing to work as in that medium too, with the visual art and doing everything in tandem. So I have I'm starting to have like an arsenal of framed art pieces just ready to bang out, and continuing to add on to the
Yeah. Well, it
yeah.
works in tandem. I mean, it's important. Like the visual, what is that saying? The painter's music, the musician's art, or, yeah. I mean, your brain does that naturally, I think. So I love that you're working on both sides.
Yeah, well, especially I mean, it's interesting because I've been doing Señor Gigio, I've been doing my the visual art for it, but last year I really started learning to fully embody myself more and fully appreciate myself and as a visual artist, and how much it enriches my life and my experience. So I've kind of been really being more intentional about making sure that I put equal time and balance into creating my own personal art. And I've found that it's been very helpful even more in my music process. I think that that act of drawing and coloring and everything, it really I think it's the truth. I think it's the truth.
Yeah.
The music and rap, we can get too much in our heads about what it is that we're doing.
Yeah, no, that's really interesting. And that's the best thing you can do, is give yourself just the space and time, to just be there and make it. Yeah. So I'm glad to hear that. Yeah. And then just quickly, how is tarot card reading? Are you still actively doing that?
Yeah, definitely still doing it. I'm available for tarot. And Francesca, you know what? I'll throw this at you. Maybe one of these days we'll have to do just like a tarot episode. Maybe I'll read some cards to you or something like that. But yeah, I'm still doing tarot readings. People can reach out to me. They can go to my website, they can book, or they can hit me up on Instagram. So
okay, good. Yeah, because I was just going to say, Instagram, I have so many different, sort of spiritual people and tarot card, and and you just don't know. And I just say, I trust you. I mean, I trust your art. Your art is so pure and truthful. And so if anyone is looking to have their tarot card read, I would go to you. So just to give you a plug there. Because
I appreciate
I
that.
know nothing. I know nothing, but I feel like that you would be the one. So yeah.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. So what song are we going to go out with tonight? It's a Fix. We've queued up.
Yeah, so we got It's a Fix next, and so It's a Fix. Unlucky Junior is starting to kind of like break down what showbiz is, and the way the whole thing works, and
that's scary.
and even just the way, well, it's like showbiz, but it's kind of like society in a way too, And I think that
Sure.
one thing I've kind of like been able to reflect on what I was doing when I was creating Unlucky Junior, and I realized that Unlucky Junior, part of what he expresses is how the musicians and the artists and the entertainers are just kind of like we can be great talents, but then we're just kind of we're put in this position where we have to just throw ourselves out there and use our talents as a distraction to keep the charade going,
Right.
and to keep people distracted and kind of like inundated from seeing what's really going on, and that's, hey, they're taking your money, the game is fixed.
Yeah, right,
like
right.
hey, are you're going broke over here at this casino? Are you enjoying that? Here, let me, let's keep you glued. Keep you glued here.
You're gonna win next chance. Yeah, one more time.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's kind of that's what it's about.
Yeah. Oh man, I love it. Yeah. And what's coming up next? So what are your next projects?
Well, the next project, I'm going to be, getting back to the Señor Gigio.
Okay.
I will be dropping another solo album this year. It'll be my next solo Señor Gigio album, and I'm really excited for that. But yeah, otherwise, I just encourage people to stay tuned and follow along, staying creative and staying productive, and
Good.
yeah,
Yeah,
on the journey. I'm on the journey.
Yeah, good. Stay focused, stay on it. We have airwaves for you any day, anytime. So please, keep in touch always. And, I always follow along. You have great things happening always.
I appreciate that too. No, it means a lot. It means a lot to have your support and to be on the airwaves, Radio Free Brooklyn.
Yay. And let's do
Awesome.
a tarot. We'll do this again, and we'll do a focused on tarot card readings. I love it.
That'll be fire.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. So we'll go out tonight with It's a Fix from Unlucky Junior right here. Love Me or Leave Me, Radio Free Brooklyn.
That wasn't a good spin for that time. Well, bet more on it. The more you bet, the more you win.
Another night at the Trick Dice Casino. Another night at the Losers Lounge.